You should get a
Oh,
pop.
there it is. Okay, we good?
We're good. Thanks,
Great.
Vicki.
Thanks, Lisa.
And since I didn't do a very good job at introducing you, maybe you could introduce yourself for those that don't know you, Vicki.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Vicki. Used to work at Cancer Wellness for, I don't know, it was like a little over 6 years, about 5 years ago. So I've now been a yoga instructor for, I don't know, maybe 9 years, something crazy like that. So I'm happy to be here tonight. This is a yoga for sleep class. As you can see, I'm going to be modifying. I've got my lovely boot on my left foot. Should be off on Thursday. So couple quick things. You definitely want a mat or a soft place to be. Couple of blankets, a chair or a wall, and then either books or blocks or pillows. And then I have a bolster, but you can also use a pillow. So a couple things, as we move forward, we're going to be doing this once a month. So you might want to consider wearing PJs. After class, you're going to want to limit your use of your cell phones and technology. You kind of want to put those away. You might want to light a candle, spray some lavender. Just kind of get yourself ready for bed. Maybe brush your teeth, wash your face, dim the lights, all that good stuff. So we're going to be going through a short couple sequences, a little stretching, maybe a little work, but nothing major. And then we're going to go into these restorative poses. So what these are poses that we do a lot of support work with the pillows and the blankets and the chairs and the bolsters, and we're very quiet. So we just kind of want to go inside, relax, breathe, and just kind of just forget everything from today. So we're going to start by just closing our eyes. If you want to sit cross-legged, that's fine. I don't know what I'm going to attempt here. I'm going to attempt something. No, that's not going to work. I'm going to go this way. Anyway, so let's just take a nice big breath in and pause at the top and exhale. And another big breath in and pause and exhale. And on your next breath in, as you exhale, slowly drop your chin down to your chest. So just stretch out the back of your neck a little bit and breathe. And inhale back to center. And let's drop our right ear to our left shoulder. Try to relax those shoulders. And breathe. If you want a little bit more, you can take your right hand, place it on the side of your head, and gently stretch out the left side of your neck. So we're breathing. And if you're doing the other side, that's okay. Beautiful. And take your hand off if you've got it on. Come back to center and let's do the other side. So you're going to notice that one side of your neck is always a little bit tighter. So maybe take your hand, place it on your head, and just stretch on over. Really nice. And slowly come back to center. So let's just roll our heads just a tiny bit. So take a nice breath in again. And drop your chin down to your chest and slowly roll your head to the right. So let's do 2 full circles. And when you finish your second circle, we're going to pause. And we're going to go the opposite way. So nice, beautiful stretches. Perfect. So let's come back to the center point and slowly raise our heads up. So if you want to set an intention tonight for your yoga practice, feel free to do that. Something you want to let go this evening, or something you want to think about, or somebody you want to dedicate your practice to, go ahead and think about that. So we're going to close our eyes again, and we're going to start doing some nice, beautiful stretches. But before we do that, I want you to take your hands and just make gentle fists. And I want you to take a big, beautiful breath in. And as you exhale, slowly open your hands. So you're letting that stress and that anxiety go. And you're starting to relax your body, your nervous system, and maybe make gentle fists again. And slowly open your hands, letting it go. So we're going to start with the sequence, and we're going to do a couple things. So we're going to put our hands on our shoulders, and we're going to take a big, beautiful stretch up to the sky. Fingertips spread wide. Big, beautiful stretches. We're going to do this 3 times. Big stretches all the way up. Perfect. And then when you're ready, come up to cactus arms. And let's come in 3 times. So when you're pulling your hands back, I want you to think about pulling your shoulder blades together. I should be able to come around and put a pencil back there. Perfect. And let's come back to center. So I want you to take your right foot and cross it over your left leg by your knee. And you're going to take a big, beautiful breath in. And I want you to put your right hand on your knee and slowly take your left hand behind and slowly do a nice little twist. And you're breathing. And let's take 2 breaths here. And inhale back to center. And then let's take your left leg, crossing it over your right knee, holding onto that knee and taking that right hand. Big, beautiful stretch behind you and looking over that right shoulder. And you're breathing. And 2 more breaths. And 1 more. And let's go through that stretching sequence 1 more time. So hands on our shoulders. Big, beautiful stretch up. Do this 3 times. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And let's inhale and bring our arms back to cactus pose. And let's go together. 1 and 2 and 3. Beautiful. Okay, let's come up onto our hands and knees. So we're going to come up into a tabletop position. So make sure your fingertips are spread really, really wide on that mat. And your hand is directly below your shoulders. So we're going to do a couple cat-cows and then a couple stretches. So we're going to push through our hands and start to roll our back up and drop our head. So we're inhaling and arching, and we're pushing through our hands and rolling. So find your breath, your own inhales and your exhales. And let's work through this a few more times. Big, beautiful breaths. And let's do 2 more. And 1 more. So let's start by lifting up our left hand. And if this is enough, you can stay right here. If you want to add more, lift. Oh, this is going to be fun with this boot. Lift up your left leg and balance here and breathe. If it's too much, you can set your foot down or hold that up and breathe and pause. You can always put your hand down or put your foot down. 2 more breaths here. Draw that core into your spine. Draw those abs in. If you want to add a little bit more, you can take your elbow to your left knee and stretch back out. Beautiful. Set your left hand down in that left knee. So now we're going to do the other side. So we're going to lift our left hand up and our right foot nice and flexed. And my knee doesn't feel so great. So I am going to grab a blanket for my knee. So always modify. So if you're balancing there, keep balancing and keep breathing. You guys got this. So you're balancing. Perfect. You want to draw that left elbow into that right knee. Go right ahead and do that. Couple times. Perfect. Set that left hand down and that right knee. So let's come into child's pose for just a minute. So you're going to touch your toes together and draw your knees out to the side. Push back through your hips and lay your chest and head down on that mat. So big, beautiful stretch. So let's take 3 breaths here. So breathe and stretch. Push back through your hips maybe a little bit more. Perfect. We're going to come back up to our hands and knees, and we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to lift your left hand up. You're going to thread it behind, right hand up. You're going to thread it behind your left. Drop your right ear down to that mat. And if that's too hard, you can always grab a block or a pillow and modify and drop your head to a block. Whatever feels good to you, don't overstretch. So let's take a couple breaths here. And if you want to add more, take your left hand and reach around for that right thigh and breathe. 2 more breaths here. If you're ready, just start to unwind. Push yourself back up to tabletop. Let's lift that left hand up, threading it behind our right elbow, dropping our left ear down to that mat and relaxing, and then taking our right hand and reaching all the way around and breathing. So let's take 3 breaths here. On your last breath, start to unwind. Come back up to your tabletop. We're going to come onto our backs now. Do a little bit more stretching before we go into some of our poses. So if you're uncomfortable on your mat, maybe lay down a blanket. So slowly, gently roll yourself onto your back. Have your hands at your side. Make sure you have lots of room. And start to point and flex your toes. So you're pointing and flexing your feet. Can't see my left foot. I apologize. So on your next flex, I want you to think about taking your hands all the way overhead. So you're pointing and you're flexing. So find your breath Let's do this 5 times. This is 3. Feels really good. And let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Beautiful. And bring your hands back down to your side. So now we're going to take our hands and we're going to put them out like a T. And we're going to stand our feet up on our mat. So we're just going to gently swish our knees right to the left, to the right. And you're just going to feel a nice, gentle roll through your lower back. We're going to pause at the top. We're going to drop our knees to the right, and they're not going to touch the ground. And you're going to take your head and neck and turn it to the left. And you're going to look out over that left pinky finger and close your eyes and take 3 beautiful breaths here. On your next breath, bring your knees back to center. We're going to drop our knees to the left, and we're going to turn our head to the right, gazing out over that right pinky finger and breathing. Big, beautiful breaths in. And 2 more breaths. And slowly bring your knees back to neutral. So we're going to go into a pigeon stretch. So we're going to take our right foot, stand it up nice and tall. Flex your foot. Drop your right foot on your left knee. You can stay right here and push on that knee a little bit. If you want a little bit more, pull that left thigh into your chest and stretch out that right hip. Beautiful. And if you want to add more, you can lift your head and neck. Whatever feels good today. There's days we feel a lot stronger. So whatever's working tonight. And big breath down and untangle that knee. And now you're going to lift that left foot up to the sky, nice and flexed. Cross it over your right knee and reach for that right thigh and pull it into your chest. Nice, beautiful hip stretch. You should feel it right through here. Really nice stretch all the way through. And let's take 2 beautiful breaths here. Well, since we're on our backs, let's go into a bridge pose. So we're going to take our blocks or a blanket or a bolster. And if some people want to hold it up like for a little bit, they can, whatever feels good tonight. So what I'm going to have you do is place your hands by your sides. Your fingertips are spread nice and wide, and wiggle your back down so your back is nice and supported. You're going to push through your feet, and you're going to lift those hips up to the sky. I'm going to take my block, and I'm going to place it under my hips. And I'm going to relax in this bridge pose. This is the beginning of our restorative pose. So we're going to be here for, about 3 or 4 minutes. So start to close your eyes and really start to relax. If you need to make gentle fists, and slowly let the stress melt out of your hands. And let your breath go. Or if you want to count your breath, go ahead. So when you're here, I want you to think about really relaxing your hips and letting the block hold you up or the pillow whatever's under your hips tonight and breathe. So I'm going to be quiet for a couple minutes. At any time this is uncomfortable, just remove the block, draw your knees into your chest, rock side to side, or maybe just go into Shavasana. The whole point of this is just start to quiet ourselves down. And just one more minute. And start to find your breath. And I want you to think about just pushing through those feet, lifting those hips back up to that sky, and gently pulling that block or that pillow out from underneath your hips. It's gonna feel a little weird when you put your hips back down. Draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a big, big hug. So I think we're gonna start with a supported child's pose. So you're gonna need a pillow and a blanket. I am going to put my sock back on. So you want to make sure you're nice and warm in these poses because we are on the floor and we are going to be here for some length of time. So you want to make sure you're nice and comfortable. So I'm going to grab my bolster. You can grab a pillow and put it in the center of your mat towards the front of your mat. And I am actually going to take a blanket and cover my bolster. Kind of nice and comfortable like this. And then I'm going to kneel on that blanket. So get yourself set up, whatever it takes. We're not in a hurry. We're going to do a little meditation when we're in this first one. I will read that to you. You're going to take your right hip and set it up against that bolster or that pillow. Keep looking at the thing. I should be looking here. I apologize. So if you need a blanket to cover up, make sure that's towards the bottom of your feet. So you're going to take your hands and you're just gently going to roll them on the side. And you're going to put your head down on that bolster or that pillow. So when you get down here, it might not be comfortable. So I want you to adjust your hips, wiggle around, move your legs until you feel really, really supported by that bolster or that pillow. So I want you to close your eyes and really melt into that pillow. And we're going to be here for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then we're going to do the other side. So get nice and relaxed. Let your breath go. Let that stress go. If you fall asleep, that is okay. The only person that can't fall asleep is me. So I usually read this favorite meditation. I'm going to read it again because I think it has a lot of impact and is very, very powerful. So just relax on your bolster. If you start to feel yourself tense up, let yourself go, let yourself melt more onto that bolster. So I want you to repeat quietly in your mind. Today is a great day. As you breathe slowly and deeply, imagine a vibrant yellow light flowing into your body with every breath you take. This yellow light is charged with this powerful positive energy. So with every breath you take, your body will become naturally energized. You may feel it's like tingling with this powerful positive yellow energy as it spreads throughout your entire body, recharging every cell and every part of you. As your life force is recharged with this positive, vibrant energy, you feel simple pleasures in being alive. You begin to look forward to this great day. Embrace this feeling. Give yourself permission to feel great about yourself. So quietly repeat in your mind, I am energized, I am healthy, and I feel great. Just be quietly aware in the back of your mind that with every breath you take, your body and your energy will continue to recharge. So keep breathing nice and steady. So smile to yourself. Pay attention to how that simple little smile improves your overall mood. So try to keep that smile on your face while you repeat quietly in your mind after me. I love my life. I am grateful for my life. I love who I am. I am confident. I am loved. I am happy. I feel great about myself. I am safe and I feel safe. Today, everything will be fun and easy. Today, wonderful things will happen to me. I am going to allow myself to enjoy this day. I am going to allow myself to enjoy tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a fabulous day. So let your breath go. Again, if you're starting to feel tense, just readjust, melt down into that bolster. Let that bolster support your head and neck. Your glasses on, you're not going to take them off. I'm going to watch the time for us, so don't worry about the time. And breathe. Another minute. Oh, that's the window. You take your time and push yourself up to a seated position. So we're going to switch sides. So you can either stand up and go to the other side of your pillow or your bolster, or you can just push up on your hands and turn your hips facing the side of that pillow, just like this. And then take your hands, oh, need this, time us, and you're going to gently push your hand and lay your head down. Now, again, if you're not comfortable, keep adjusting. And if you're getting cold, grab a blanket, wrap yourself up. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So make sure you're nice and comfortable. And breathe. And maybe count your breaths if your monkey mind is bothering you. Maybe count backwards from 100. That always helps me sleep at night. That's one of my tricks. Really hard to do. You have to think about it, and you can't think about other crazy things. Remember to readjust if you're feeling uncomfortable. You got a couple more minutes here. So one more minute. Just slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes and gently push yourself back up to seated. You should be feeling really relaxed. So we're going to do legs up the wall now, or legs on the chair. So again, I'm going to remove my bolster, but some people like the bolster under their hips. So you just have to set yourself up so you're comfortable. If you want to put your legs on a couch, you can do that, or in a chair, whatever is in the area. So I move my chair a little bit closer. I like to put a blanket on my chair. Sometimes I like to wrap my feet in it, but I'm not going to do that today. But I just want to make sure I'm really, really comfortable. You might want to grab something for your head, for a pillow. We're also going to do a full body scan when we're here, and we're going to be here for about 8 minutes. So you definitely want to be nice and comfortable and warm. So you're going to take your time and either put your legs up the wall or put your legs on the chair, just like this, nice and gently. And then again, you just want to readjust your hips when you bring yourself down on the ground and wiggle yourself down. You want to take your glasses off, take your glasses off, whatever you need to do to be comfortable. So let's take a couple breaths here. And one more breath in. And maybe readjust your feet. Anything you need to do. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to start doing a full body scan. So we're going to start with our temples. So we're going to take our fingertips and gently rub our temples in a nice circle, just giving ourselves a little love, a little self-care. We all need that. Relax the mind. So think about what you're doing. Forget all the worries, all the stress. Let it go and start to come down and massage your jawline, your cheek, whatever needs some attention in your face. Smile all day. Rub your face. And then reach behind your neck and maybe massage the back of your neck, gently turning your head from side to side. A lot of different love. And take your time and find a comfortable place for your hands. So we're going to start with our head and neck and relax our head and neck into the mat. So I want you to think about your head just melting into that mat. And then maybe wiggle your shoulders down so your shoulder blades are nice and relaxed. Maybe just push down a little bit on those shoulders, kind of opening up that chest, getting them to relax into that mat. Work down to your forearms, to your hands. Maybe lay your hands, your palms facing the sky. Make some gentle fists. Slowly let the stress go. And then work down to your hips. Relax them. So we get to our legs. This is when it gets a little tricky. So I want you to think about the wall or the chair or the couch holding up your legs. So I want you to really let your legs be heavy, and you'll start to see a big difference when you do that. And maybe your knees flop open, your feet get heavy, and your legs get really heavy on that chair. So now you're going to close your eyes, and I'm going to watch the time for us, and we're going to relax. If at any time this is too much, slide your feet down the wall or take them off the chair and just relax in Shavasana. Again, let's do a quick scan. Think about your head being relaxed, your shoulders, your hands. Again, let your knees open up, let your legs be heavy, and breathe. We have about 3 more minutes. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. So if you're feet are off the wall, just slide them down and roll off the wall. If you have a chair you can push, just push the chair away. If not, just fall onto one side or the other. And just take a pause for a minute and breathe. So we're going to readjust ourselves for a nice long Shavasana. So you want to make sure you're really warm. So this is the last restorative pose we're going to do, and then we're going to close our sequence out. So if you're cold and it's actually getting a little chilly for me, I'm actually going to just take my blanket and kind of wrap myself up like a little cocoon. I'm going to grab my other blanket and use it for a pillow. If you know how to nest your head, that's kind of fun. So you take a yoga blanket and you just place it like this, and then you just tuck it around your head and up around your neck. If I was with you guys, I could do it for you. So just make sure you're nice and comfortable. And just start to relax and gently roll down onto your backs. Again, I will watch the time for all of us. But it's not like we have anywhere to go. So gently just start to push yourself slowly onto your backs. Again, you might want to do a body scan and think about relaxing, starting from the top of your head and just really letting yourself relax. The other thing you can do is just stretch your hands overhead and stretch your legs, stretch, 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 and then just drop it all down. So you're really feeling the tension. Stretch, 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 and then just let it go. Let your feet flop open. Wiggle yourself down onto that mat and start to close your eyes. Again, if you're having problems with the monkey mind, count backwards from 100. Think about a happy place, do some visualization, and just let today go. Let all that stress go. And breathe. And we're going to be here about 8 minutes. If you're ever feeling uncomfortable, readjust, wiggle. You want to bend your knees and stand with your feet on the ground, you can do that. The whole point of Shavasana is to be really, really relaxed. to slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And if you're really comfortable at home, stay where you are. Lay there as long as you want. If you feel like just getting up a little bit and sitting up with me, that's fine. Whatever feels right to you. So this is one of my favorite books, Heart Talk. And I'm going to read just a couple little things out of it. What happens to pain? Time and time again, my soul and my spirit and my learning heart prove to me I heal. I want you to close your eyes and think about that. Think about what it means to heal. Think about how it feels. Think about seeing yourself healed emotionally, physically, all of those beautiful things. We are the keepers of our feelings. We always know deep down we have control. So be mindful as you go about your week and always think if you're stressed out, close your eyes, take a breath, and center yourself. Have a lovely night and sleep well. Namaste. You guys are all sleeping.